Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, another RJB replay. This is Flash, and it is Sharp here on Neo Sylphid. It is a TVT. For those of you who do like TVTs, bottom left, it's going to be a yellow Terran player. It is Flash. And on the bottom right, it is Sharp under his JojiTube name. Light's here watching. I'm not sure if that's actually Light, because I don't think he plays under this anymore? I don't know. And 7,000 Watts is watching as well, playing Zerg as an observer. All right, kids, it's a TVT on a 3-player map. Now, what that means is it's harder to take half the map and just set up tank lines, right? On a lot of 4-player maps or on 2-player maps, you can just kind of set up a line down the middle, one way or the other way, and then you take your half of the map, and they take their half of the map, and you set up tanks, and everybody's just standing around until the wraiths come out, right? Or drops start happening. I'm a huge fan of drops in TVT because it speeds the game up so much. I love drops anyway, but like, come on, drops in TVT, they are the pinnacle of TVT. But the point is, this is Neo Sylphid. You can't really split this map in half, yeah? If you want to take half of the resources on this map, you basically have to end up taking like the main base of the 12 o'clock spawn, but not the natural, or vice versa. And that's hard to do. What you want to do, I mean, you'll probably just take both, and then, hey, you have an advantage, right? It's like, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's very hard to take half of the resources on this map without just being way ahead. All right, Proxy Barracks up here from Flash. He knows it's a 3-player map. He knows the potential places where Sharp can spawn. He's going to go ahead and mitigate the walk time for this proxy here. What the gas? This is some kind of insane fire bat rush. Or are we just making a factory behind this and just making Marines? That's got to be what's happening, right? This guy's going to make 4 Marines, go for some kind of proxy push, and then make a factory back home? SCV scout Steve the SCV from Sharp getting out here, seeing where Flash is not, which tells him where Flash is. Alright, SCV comes in for Flash. Marine says, no, 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 you're not getting in there. And then he lifts the barracks. His Marine kind of gets scouted out here. The barracks is floating this way. That's intriguing. And then, yeah, factory back home. Because guess what's really good against Marines? Vultures, man. If you get Vultures out and Marines show up with good micro, Vultures are just tearing through those Marines like they're made out of butter. All right, SCV comes in for the scout, sees the factory, sees the gas, says, okay, all's well here. And then Sharp's got a couple Marines out. The other Steve, the SCV here, comes in, and this guy's going to try to block him. No, jukes. I don't know if that was a block attempt or just an attempt to expand from Sharp. But either way, he sees the fact. He says, okay, so you're basically the same place that I am here, except my base is a little bit faster. Flash's second base is a tiny bit faster here than Flash's, but that's not enough of a reason to say that Flash is incredibly ahead. Boom, 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 boom. So we're just going to start making machine shops and more factories, and it's going to be Vultures, and it's going to be siege tanks, and we pretty much stopped making Marines at this point. I'd be surprised if we saw any Marines being produced from this point on. Both players know what the other one is doing. They know it's going to be Vultures. Making unupgraded Marines at this stage of the game is going to be bad news bears. Both players getting second factories. Guess what? Again, Flash's is a little bit ahead. 400. Let's go 500. And this is coming up on 4. So, just, you know, Flash just working. Same build. A little bit faster than Sharp is here. Nothing crazy. Nothing's going to end the world here for Sharp because he's a little bit behind. Both players going Spider Mines. Sharp's Spider Mine upgrade is ahead of Flash's Spider Mine upgrade. There we go. This is how this works. So I can't imagine this is a standard players kind of set up siege tank lines, and then nothing happens for 20 minutes, and then someone goes into 5-port Wraith, and then that gets going. Because I don't think RJB would send me one of those. He did not designate this as DEFCON 1, okay? But it's a Flash game, so I'm sure most of you are like, it's Flash, I'm watching it, I don't care how good it is. I would watch Flash wash his hands. That's how much I love Flash. Flash? You really should have done that before he disappeared, shouldn't he? You really should have just started like a... just a stream that's just a daily slice of life for Flash, where he just like does laundry or like goes on a walk somewhere and gets some ice cream. People would tune into that. I'm just saying they would. Maybe, you know, maybe he doesn't go get ice cream. Maybe he doesn't do the laundry because he's too busy with StarCraft. Maybe that's possible. And maybe he'll come back. That'd be good. He seems to have stepped away from the scene after there was a bit of a scandal where he got kind of swept up in a crypto that he promoted that was a scam back in the crypto days of 2021, 2022. So, I don't know. Bad times. Like, I'm not going to absolve him for it. I think it's scummy to promote something that could be dangerous for you, the people who like you, you know what I mean, and your fans, and they trust you, and if you're not 100% about the thing that you're promoting, and you're just kind of abusing that trust, right? But I'm not saying you can't come back from it, right? I think you can make a mistake, learn from it, apologize, promise to do better, and then you're good to go. So Flash, if you're watching this, we love you, man. You probably don't understand what I'm saying, because I don't understand Korean either. But everybody would love to see the return of Flash to the ASL, man. Having Jaedong and Bisu competing in that thing is just, it's a treat. A treat beyond all other treats, man. But anyway, all right, what's happening in this game? Spider mines are about. Vultures don't trigger spider mines, theirs or their enemies. So you can just run around all you want, not worry about taking a big spider mine shot right to the face. Who will be the brave enough person to get a third base on this map first? Who's going to go for drops? Because someone's got to go for drops, right? Flash is getting siege mode researched here on that machine shop. Scan to reveal some of these creep tumors. Wow. Falcon was in StarCraft 2 mode for a minute there. I must apologize. Spider mines. But scanning to clear... Yeah, whatever. Those of you who watch StarCraft 2 know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it is a dropship from Flash. Excellent. Muy excelente. Let's take a look at where that dropship is being produced. Are we hiding it? Are we hiding this dropship? Where is this being built? Oh. Okay, I'm blind. Caster blindness affects tens of us every year, folks. Oh, it's Flash. I was looking at yellow. It's right here. Wow, I'm dumb right now. Moving on. Flash getting a third base, making drop ships. I like it. But Flash getting pushed a little bit here. He's down 8 supply, but it's hard to capitalize on having an 8 supply lead in TVT. Really is. I don't know who's scanning. That's the problem with TVTs is you never know who's scanning where exactly. Wraith on the way. Where is our drop ship? Here it is. Drop ship, drop it in. Response of Sharp exists, which is nice. Sieges up a tank. Couple workers go down there for Sharp. Okay, all right. Another 2 die. 3 down. Good target firing there, honestly. And it's a 52-43 worker lead now in favor of Flash. Bad time. He just flies that dropship over that Goliath. Doesn't worry about it. No upgrades. This is a really nice tank position on Neo Sylphid that Sharp has found himself in. That implies he didn't really do this on purpose, but he did. Look at this Wraith getting shot at by a Marine. No! Marines do trade well, but not that well. So Sharp tried to get up here. Too many tanks for Flash. This Wraith is causing major problems too. Where's Charon boost and all that stuff? Oh man, the Wraith's got 4 kills. Okay, now it's dead, but it got 4 kills. Definitely paid for itself. Flash on 3 bases, transferring SCVs up to this third base, and third base is under construction by Sharp on this right side, 3 o'clock, but that is late. That is not going to provide him with a lot of value. I think he really, really wanted to get a tank set up on this high ground, really mess with any units of flashes coming out, leaving this natural base, and maybe trying to slowly strangle him from there, but that didn't work. And now he's in a lot of trouble. He's down a base. Not feeling hot about it. More wraiths on the way from Flash to replace the one that died starport on the way here from Sharp 2. So here it is. Behold the tank line versus tank line setup. It is what it is. Charon boost on the way from Sharp. I feel like you should have started that a minute ago, considering the drops and the wraiths which are being employed by Flash, but you know, better late than never. More factories, science facilities on the way. Science facilities on the way. Maybe for a little D-Matrix. Irradiate's pretty useless in this matchup because you're not going to have any Marines or Ghosts or, I don't know, Ultralisks to irradiate, you know? Ooh. Flash not controlling that Wraith particularly excellently. Alright, well, Sharp gets his third base up. He's down 70 to 55 workers. Man, this drop swinging down the south way, though. Swinging down the south way. Here's the siege tank sieging up, and Flash is like, what about here in the natural base? I mean, we can unload into being outnumbered by vultures, and also there are tanks here. So never mind, we're just going to leave. Not the best drop I've ever seen, just kind of donating units, unfortunately. Alright, so we're just going to... So, here's the thing, though, right? We are kind of diagonally setting up this half the map thing. We are. But the larger problem is these two bases. I called it out at the start of the match. These two bases. If Flash takes them, then he's got an advantage, and Sharp needs to prevent that from happening. He can't just casually be like, well, I'll just take my own bases. That'll be fine. Yep, see, he's taking the 6 o'clock base, which is wonderful. He's going to take this base too, fine. But if Flash gets these two bases, he's going to win. Unless there are some horrible trades in the future here, wherein Flash just blunders his way into mistake after mistake after mistake. Which, it's Flash, man. Maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, sure. No one's ever played a perfect game of StarCraft. As Artosis once said, StarCraft is about he who makes the fewest mistakes, not he who plays the perfect game. It's more true for us mortals who are at the lower end of this skill spectrum, right? And Flash gets a couple vultures into this 3 o'clock base. Just disgustingly good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, so this really does kind of force Flash to do something about this 12 o'clock position. This isn't even an expansion yet, mind you. Flash has not even taken that 12 o'clock. Alright, siege tank sieging up. Vultures in the house. Vultures at the front here, winning the vulture fight. Allows you to get some spider mines laid down in position to, there you go, taking out a Goliath here, getting a bit of a forward position. Science vessel here to spot. Maybe drag some of these Goliaths out into the tank setup here. 134 to 149 supply. Flash is up. About 9 of those supply are in SCVs. And some vultures got up here and shut this down. Okay, that's big. That was even bigger, I think, than maybe getting a couple tanks here and a Goliath was making sure this 12 o'clock from Flash doesn't exist. Bingo. So, Flash probably going to take this base. Sharp probably going to take this base. We should count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available bases here for Sharp naturally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so 7, 7 with the 8th and the 9th bases up here causing problems. Now, I say this every time we're on Neo Sylphid. A reason players like Protoss and Zerg especially, and Terran too, don't like to take this map if their opponent's going tanks, is that tanks can park themselves here and hit that base. However, if you have your own tanks, you can kind of prevent that from happening. So you just have to do that is the thing. Flash is up. I just don't know how many times I have to say that. Flash is up. He hasn't been overrun. He hasn't had some kind of a doom drop get inside his main base and wipe out his entire main. He's okay. He's just casually taking the 7 bases that belong to him, including this one. Sharp actually doing a better job getting his 7th base up before Flash gets his 7th base up. Sharp's macro has been on point here, honestly. 79 to 73 total workers. Science facility gonna float out here and see what he can see. And yeah, so map split in half. These 2 bases contested. He who controls these bases controls Arrakis. Wait, no. That's Dune. Man, Dune 2 is good. Dune Part 2, fantastic. I really hope we get a Part 3. I hope that Denis Villeneuve kind of changes some of the story of Dune Messiah to make it less just abjectly weird. Like, part of the appeal of Dune is that it's weird, yes? But man, Dune Messiah really delves into the weirdness of the Dune franchise in ways that have really just made it inaccessible to a lot of people who love Dune. A lot of people have read Dune and really enjoyed Dune, but they've tried Messiah and been like, what? This is so out there, man. Far out. And then bad things happen, right? Anyway, yeah, I really think Dune fans, like fans of the books, would be like, you know what, if you want to change what Messiah is to make it more palatable for regular movie-going audiences, go ahead, Denis Villeneuve. We're not going to kill you for changing stuff. And really, as Flash makes a humongous vulture dive, massively ballsy, getting down here, doesn't actually kill these. Why are we not killing these SCVs, guys? There we go. Gotta kill these SCVs. That's the whole reason we came down here. It's not stopping this tank or anything. Yeah, Sharp had actually caught up a little bit in overall supply. Look at these guys killing a siege tank. Yeah, I mean, these vultures are at the upgrades of 2-1 versus a 2-0. So armor upgrade advantage here for Sharp. But just one last thing talking about, you know, pop culture is, I've been saying this for a while. If you want to adapt some IP into another medium, Flash doesn't have or Sharp doesn't have this space. Never mind. Never mind. And Luke is taking this 12 o'clock flashes. You can change stuff as long as the result is good. I think that's the prevailing theory here. If you change stuff and the result is bad, everyone's going to hate you for changing stuff and making it worse than the original. But if you change stuff and it's good, then nobody cares you changed stuff. There's definitely major changes to the Dune story in Dune Part 1 and Part 2, the movies. But they're good. And the changes are good, and they serve purpose, and no one hates on Villeneuve for that. So there we go. It's a simplistic way of explaining how this should work, and it's way more complicated to just make something good than I think people understand. Making something good is a difficult creative work, man. A lot of people have tried to make things that are good and can't. Anyway, Sharp marching in. He's like, all right, this is not going well for me. Flash cannot have this. He tries to get up here and shut it down. Does not work out for him. Flash going to drop reinforcements into that 12 o'clock position. Siege tanks are taking hits here from Flash, but he's got 2-2 upgrades. How did he have... Why did I think he had 0 armor? I'm blind, that's why. Gosh. Okay, so yes. Sharp taking the 7th base. Flash taking an 8th base here at the 12 o'clock. Massive. Massive deal for him. Can he pull this off? It's Flash. Of course he can. This isn't light or anything. This is Sharp. We like Sharp, but he's not quite in that upper echelon of Terran players, and that's okay. Not everybody is. It doesn't mean you are embarrassing. Sharp is an excellent, excellent, excellent Terran player. I do like casting him. I mean, he's gotten to 19 minutes against Flash. If you can do that, you belong in a special echelon of StarCraft players. I don't care what else is going on. I love the firing across this wall a little bit. Kind of slowing Flash down a bit, but he's maxed out. Working on a bank, Sharp too, but this is everything. This is the deal. Every bit of minerals, every canister of gas that comes out of this 12 o'clock base is the end of Sharp. It just leads inexorably closer and closer and closer. Will we get there one day? Will Sharp be able to shut it down, or is this going to get to the point where Sharp just can't win? Oh, the drops, though. Sure, just drop it in here, scanning. Clearing out creep tubers, making tiny incremental progress here into the middle of the map. And Sharp responds and says, how about I go for a bit of a concave on your butt? How's that sound to you? And Flash is like, not great. Concaves are tough to deal with, actually. And he picks up and gets out of there with what he can. And Sharp actually catching some pursuing units. All right, this is good. This is a good little push out from Sharp. He's still down in supply. But he's sort of deeper than I think he thought he was going to get coming down this way. Dude, he can't possibly take out that base. If he can kill these 2 tanks, position his guys here, he can wipe that out if these guys don't reposition. Which, it's Flash, so they probably will. He's like, maybe we can take out this little base. High ground siege tanks dropped up there. Flash making great use of these dropships, man. Scans up. You will miss shot sometimes, but not enough. SCV's coming in to fight. SCV bombs. Taking out 2 tanks. Just walking SCVs right up to the tanks. Incredible stuff. Flash defending this base like an absolute madman. And is that it for Sharp's assault? He's not really reinforcing it. Seems to be heading up this way instead, which I can agree with. Oh, okay. Dropping on top of the tanks, defending this little position here. Incredible stuff. Tanks down, reinforcing tanks do show up. Tanks sieging up about the same time. And Flash wins that tank battle, but there are other tanks on the high ground out of range of the defensive tanks. And this command center is in a lot of trouble. I love these tanks are just sitting here. Well, these guys, too, getting dropped on. My gosh, both players utilizing drops to the fullest of their capabilities. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So Sharp's entrenchment in this area has been shut down. This base needs to lift. So Flash has replaced the income from one of the bases that he's supposed to have with the 12 o'clock base that he's not supposed to have. So we're even out. Evened out on income. That is the benefit of having that 12 o'clock base. More dropships on the way. Both players pretty effectively maxed out. Flash is technically 20 supply ahead, but once you're at 180, I kind of consider you maxed in Brood War. 3-2 upgrades for the mech from Sharp. 3-3 upgrades for the mech from Flash, so he's got a better economy. Or you know what? It's still an even economy. Yeah. It's still an even economy, and actually Flash is down in workers for the first time in a while today. Another drop moving out. That's what I got to do is watch this mini map and see when drops start showing up. Is he really reinforcing this 12 o'clock? Does he need to really reinforce this 12 o'clock? I'm not sure that he does. But sure, maybe he's going to unload something up there. It's a move. Oh, that's right. That was distracting. Sharp comes in, drops on top, wipes out a siege tank. Blah. Spider mines unloading. And this base survives, so that attack does not go quite as well I think as Sharp wanted it to. The reaction time of Flash was just too good, but high ground, sniping a couple of these SCVs and that ComSat station. That's not nothing. It's 78 to 70 workers here. Flash dropping. Okay. Finally rids himself of these tank positions. Well, most of them anyway. Actually, Sharp's like, I don't know if you want to be in here, guy. Can you? I think he can land this command center now, and I'm pretty sure that tank's in the way, so you got to watch out for that. More drops. I don't feel like there's enough here for the drop to wipe out this tank position of Flashes, but reinforcing units from the south do show up. And combination of siege and unsieged tanks, and it's all very tricky, and these SCVs are like, I don't want to work here. It's an unsafe work environment. And they head up. Oh, no. Flash has taken the natural of the 12 o'clock spawn. Sharp is in all of the trouble, everyone. You can't let Flash have 2 bases he's not supposed to have. Beating him on even base count alone is hard enough. Where are these SCVs going, and why is he... He's using them to soak up some tank shots to get his tanks into position so they can fire up on that high ground. Possibly he's not really doing it. And then Flash. Yeah, I don't know. That was a lot of SCVs dead for I'm not sure what value, but... Okay. This is not a bad spot for Sharp sitting here. I'm not going to tell you it's a terrible place to be. Vehicle plating upgrade coming in. Yeah, Flash is defending this 12 o'clock position and the expansion with his life because it's a win condition for him if he holds it. Sharp again just mashing Bolters and Spider Mines up onto this tank line, trying to get a lucky Spider Mine hit or 2 or 4 or 5 here. Siege tanks from Sharp siege up while the Vultures are distracting everybody, and Sharp actually does have enough to break this. Okay, this is... Oh, suddenly these bases are in a lot of trouble. Flash is like, okay, I sure hope we got enough resources from these bases because those days are over. He does have this base back, but I mean, it easily... Well, there are 3 tanks defending it. It can't be easily shut down. I'm not going to say that. Lifting this command center would be good, Flash. Okay, so he does lift the CC. SCVs are just like, we got to evac. And then dropping units in to try to save the day here is Flash. Sieging his tanks up. I don't know that Sharp has enough to push deep into this 12 o'clock position, though. Dropping reinforcement capabilities are so good in TVT, man. It'd be so impossible to get units up here if you try to walk them. It's a good map for dropping anyway. It always is. Either, you know, defensive dropping or offensive dropping, right? Once this tank is done, these Goliaths are not really going to be able to hold. But... Constant scanning. Flash is on a rampage down to the south here, which Sharp has to respond to. And a stalemate here for Flash does not work. It doesn't work for Sharp. He cannot let Flash have that 12 o'clock base. Shutting down the natural was good. Oh, wow. Did we bust it? We did. Whoa. Sharp busted up here. More SCVs are dying. And suddenly Sharp has a 10-worker lead on Flash, dude. And it's getting worse with this SCV massacre. Okay. Fine, you can let Flash have the 12 o'clock if you take this from him. There are some economic considerations you can make here. But Flash is like, no, you know what? I want the 12 o'clock and I want this base. This has been a hotly contested position for a long time now. This command center has spent more time in the sky than it has on the ground, I think. Look at it completely fleeing now, too. It doesn't like what it sees. It's going to go somewhere else. There's nowhere else to go. Every base on the map has been taken. I love how this is very slowly burning down, and Sharp is going to make sure that it does. 50 to 70 workers, though. Sharp's economic advantage is kind of insane. Flash still has a bit of a mineral bank, but he's only got 300 gas in the bank. And his ability to reproduce things he needs, like siege tanks, is not great. Man, defending set. No, the defensive setup here not good enough. He unloads, loses too much, has to flee. Has Sharp just taken control of this game? I think without a doubt. Command center down. This left side base of Flash's is gone. But hang on, Flash slowly taking control of this 12 o'clock base, and it's natural. If he can hold these, he can make up for the loss of these 2 bases. Man, this is tough. This is a tough position for Flash, but it's Flash. That's why we clicked on this. We want to see him in tough positions, and we want to see him succeed. That thing was burning down, and nope, Goliath came in and put it out of its misery. Sharp's got the 3-3 upgrades on the mech now. Same as Flash has had for a while. Oh my gosh. 193 to 175 supply. This is Dude, that base getting down into burning would be humongous, but I think the siege tank should be able to wipe out that Goliath, and they do. Not in burning. 700 HP is not enough for that. It's 4 siege tanks and a choke, man. You don't want to go in there. You really don't. Getting dropped on top of this stuff would actually be pretty effective, but I'm not sure there are any, if any, drop ships for Sharp here. Oh my gosh. Are we going to share this 12 o'clock, you guys? Are we going to share it? Is Sharp going to take the natural and Flash is going to take the main? Oh my gosh, we might actually turn this into an evenly split map. I mean, Flash already took some resources from this base, though. So you can't evenly mine with him without taking this 12 o'clock at some point. Oh, sneaking up the left side. Okay. All right, Sharp. He does it. He manages to make this base inhospitable for Flash. Landing this command center. I don't know if those tanks can see it. No, they can't see it without a scan, but I think they can reach it. I don't know. So he unsieges the tank, so he's like, the tanks can't hit that, and then creeps them up. Takes some tank hits. Fires back, gets some hits off in the command center. Big deal. Another attack of light, though, into another base. He's killing command centers like it's going out of style right now is Sharp. Flash setting some drop ships up. Oh my gosh, the death of the SCVs of Flash here. He's down 20 supply. I cannot believe what Sharp is doing here, ladies and gentlemen. Flash says, no, Sharp, you can't have this. You can't keep killing my command centers and take a base you're not supposed to have. I'm sorry. Oh, these guys. No, no, no! Ugh. Okay, one of these tanks has a bajillion kills. 8, I guess? It's 8 kills, guys. 59 to 51 workers. Sharp losing an absolute crap ton of SCVs there. Puts him up 8 in the worker count to Flash now. Flash's gas bank is still abysmal. He can really produce... Well, I guess he's got 4 tanks at a time coming in. It's not the worst. Maybe lift off the main CC. Yep, and float it over here to this base. That'd be good. This is nuts. This is a crazy good TVT. Oh, he's going to lose that command center Sharp. I don't know. I don't know. Is Flash going to come out on top here? He's down 20 supply. 8 of that is workers. This 12 o'clock base is everything for him right now because this base is dead. Getting this base back would be huge too if Sharp shuts this down. I like it. I like the position here for Sharp. 3 vultures running around causing issues. Siege tank, sieging up. No! Flash does have to abandon this base. This is the second command center that's been here, and it's taking Goliath shots with +3. Bigger Goliath shots than we usually see in the early stages of the game. But yeah, hit the like button if you're enjoying this match. This has been an insane bloodbath. Subscribe, too. Trying to get to 100,000 subs in 2024. You get games like this here, people. Brood War cast 6 times a week. What else do you want from life? Maybe Brood War casts 12 times a week. I don't have the time for that, but I do what I can for the people. I do what I can for the Brood War folks. Quick plug, I guess, for Patreon. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. You can support me there for as little as $1 a month. If you want to do a one-time donation, you can just do a super chat down below this video here on YouTube, one-time dono, or join the channel for recurring donations every month for as little as $2 a month. Or PayPal, paypal.com. And then my email address there is falconpaladin@gmail.com. Some people prefer PayPal, and so I like to offer it. All right, so nothing really has changed hands here. It's like Flash is going to try to take this base, but this seems inadvisable considering that siege tank position. Yeah, the command center's like, oh, there's a siege tank sitting here. Never mind. That's not going to work out for us. Nope, definitely not going to work out for us. This base from Flash is dead. This base from Flash is dead, but it was already mined out. I'm not sure how much this one matters. This 12 o'clock base looking pretty good. Sharp! Going for a humongous drop. Oh my gosh, he's in range of the command center. These tanks are positioned to cover an attack from this direction. And then Sharp sneaks in from another direction entirely. The SCVs are getting murderized. 58 to 28 workers in favor of Sharp right now. He does manage to shut down the position of Sharp down here at this base. But, okay, SCV's dying. To give an advantage here. No, these tanks can't hit those guys, really? Oh my gosh. 4 kills, 12 kills on that siege tank. It will get shut down, but the economy is 22 SCVs for Flash. He has 81 gas in the bank. This really could make 7 vultures at a time and maybe a couple tanks at a time. It's not a lot for him. I think Sharp has done it. I think Sharp has done the impossible and taken down the Titan, the Bonjour, the best StarCraft player of all time, Flash. I mean, it's nice he's got this 12 o'clock, but these mineral patches will not last forever. I'm looking. Flash really wants this left side base. Green base, but the siege tanks, no. These siege tanks, no. Flash has been squeezed into a corner from whence there might not be a return, y'all. 196 to 130 supply is a position that is too much. Maybe too much for anybody to overcome. It's not impossible. I've cast games where there's been this kind of a supply difference and then somebody down that much wins anyway. My gosh, this is insane. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, yeah, Flash reinforcing this 12 o'clock position because it's what he has for income right now. There are no other mining bases. But Sharp's like, I got enough stuff. I kind of just brute force my way through this narrow choke. I've been really hesitant to do that before now. Well, let's get in here. Do you have any vultures? Yeah, but they're not really part of this battle here. Sieging up. Flash. It's not going to be cost efficient for Sharp to get in here, but I'm not sure that he cares. Really not positive that he cares, man. Oh, finally, some Spider-Mine connections on tanks. As Sharp loses a couple of them. My gosh, Flash just wants this green base so much. That's all he wants for Christmas. Is his 2 front teeth, man. Vulture is getting in among the tanks of Flash. Spider-Mine's going down. No, good target firing on those Spider-Mines. Flash keeps the tanks alive. Keeps the command center alive. The low ground siege tanks causing major problems with the Vulture just absorbing those shots so the high ground tanks can get their shots off. This is amazing. Sharp takes this high ground base that was Flash's. Just getting as much gas as he can to return on that refinery. And this natural base. Yeah, 175 to 103 supply here. Sharp. I think at this point, maybe he just is going to leave the 12 o'clock alone, you know? Vultures, spider mines. I don't know if there's enough here from Flash. No, he loses the green base for like the 4th time today. And that's it. That's your GG. This base is gone. Yep, that's boom. Flash taps out. Sharp is our winner in 38 minutes and 49 seconds. Absolutely bonkers game there from Sharp. Dude, Flash had all of his bases plus this 12 o'clock. He had the advantage, but Sharp just kept harassing. Never let this base really get off the ground. Killed this base a couple times. Wiped out this one after it was mined out, but all that adds up, right? All of it adds up. And Flash holding on to this 12 o'clock was not enough because the other bases were not holding up their part of the bargain. Yeah, man, I don't think Sharp lost a base today. I'm pretty sure every one of his bases was just allowed to mine out in peace. Flash not really able to mount any kind of a major attack. He did get some nice Vulture attacks down at this base. Killed a bunch of SCVs. Couldn't really do anything about this, though. And I'm just not sure he had any kind of presence at all on the right side of the map here. Just because Sharp was putting so much pressure up in this direction. Right? Man. What a fantastic display here. I mean, that was... that was something to behold. What a... just... such a good TVT. Lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it, too. Because, man, I don't do a lot of TVTs, but this one was worth it. This one was worth getting us a TVT here. No staring at each other. Everybody was active the whole game. Command centers were dying. 1 million tanks died. It looks like Sharp was considering going into Mass Wraith here, which would have worked, I think. Especially if he has the income of this space happening and all these minerals. He can really 5-port Wraith pretty easily, and I'm not sure what Flash would have been able to do about it. So, yeah, the harassment, the movement, everything was good. End of the day, 312,000 points, 349,000 points there in favor of Flash. We've got Sharp outproducing Flash and getting outkilled by Flash by similar sentiments. He actually outproduced more than he was outkilled, so that's your number, right? 36-8 buildings raised in favor of Sharp is shocking. And then Flash getting outspent by 4,000 resources in a 38-minute game. That is shocking too. Wow, Sharp playing super well today. I don't know if maybe Flash overextended taking that 12 o'clock base. It left him with less to defend his regular bases. Maybe he would have done better just taking the bases that belong to him, defending them more, and then trying to get an advantage in trades there, and then taking the 12 o'clock. I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say, lads. Okay, that was great. That was a great display of TVT. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.